once you get into your racing, you're going to want a low tail pedal after a year, 2 years, or even as soon as you start really improving, you're going to realize the pedals are holding you back.
And the way I explain it is that on a normal pedal, with potentiometer based, it's all about holding position. So if you take your finger, even if you're watching now, it might look a bit stupid, but we'll do it, and try and hold it in a position, it's quite hard. But if you low tails are pressure based, if you try and maintain a certain pressure on your finger holding it, that's a lot easier. Press a bit harder and hold it, press a bit harder and hold it, and that's what low tails are like. And then you get in that groove and you know how hard to press it.
Works on muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is much easier than learning how to hold a position.
Yeah. It's actually quite difficult to go back, I would say, when you've been on good load tails.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine going back now.
Well, the good thing is we don't need to, because we've been told these are load tails. Yeah, thank you for not skimping here, because I know it's going to increase the price point, but...
Yeah, to be honest, that's all it comes down to. If you've got... Well, I think first you need a desire to have a better product, and then you need the money to have a better product.
Yeah.
But this looks very, very good for a PlayStation setup.
Yeah.
Apart from, obviously, the...
Fanatec
DD Pro.
DD Pro.
No, sorry. The Podium, yeah.
The Podium is probably, I would say, the competitor to this.
Probably.
Which is going to be interesting. Let's read the box. We've got play to win again. 100 kg low tail brake. We were saying that's what we normally apply.
That's more than the Fanatec, yeah.
That's more than the Fanatec. Their Hall effect, that's the actual sensor that they use for the gas and the clutch. I think that's actually a bit better than normal potentiometer sensors.
Okay.
12-bit resolution. I think that's the amount of detail you get on the pedals. Tool-free adjustable pedal force. Tool-free, because on the Fanatec, if you want to adjust the pedal force on the brake, you need to...
There's that little red thing that you've got to spin around,
You've got to spin that, and then you have to take the locking pin out, and then you can adjust it through the elastometers, right?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Through there, and then also the thing on the end.
Yeah.
Aluminium pedals, which actually should be fairly standard for something like this. 4 gas clutch springs. Does that mean there's going to be 4 different weights, or 4 in one of these? I don't know. And 6 brake elastometers. I imagine that means we're going to have different options on the elastometers. That is a optional extra on the pedals I use at the moment, which are the Fanatec V3s. I think we use the same pedals.
Yeah.
And you started it first, but we both, I think, use the absolute hardest elastometers because we're hard people. But that is an optional. That's called the Fanatec brake
performance kit.
Brake performance kit. Yeah.
But it looks like the equivalent of the Fanatec brake performance kit is already
included. Yeah. And
so,
I actually think that should be standard.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see how it will adjust. I don't know anything about these.
The same as last time.
Yeah.
From the bottom.
I think we can actually we can rotate it.
They're really about this pro thing.
Yeah. Making you professional. It's got some very like...
Is that what it says?
No.
Oh, okay. I expected it to say that.
But it's got some very like stylish imagery.
That does look very, very
good. That's a clutch brake accelerator. So there is some interesting thing going on there with the adjustability on the blue. And obviously these aluminium pedals, I mean, you know what they're like. We all start on plastic pedals. Once you go to aluminium, there's no comparison really. And these always seem quite standard, the way the plates are adjusted, Nathan, on the front.
Yeah.
So maybe you can mix and match plates, I don't know, but we'll see. Right, let's take off this thing. This feels like Christmas, honestly. This genuinely feels like Christmas. Ooh, it's a top open, it's a sideways open, I think. Okay. Or is it? I guess.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Right, where do we start? I see elastometers there. Oh, warranty. How could I forget?
Oh, wait, no, this is quite important actually. Grease for pedals. So it looks like it comes with grease, which it does, you do need to grease your pedals every now and then.
Yeah.
Otherwise they get a bit stiff, like you could push it all the way down.
Yeah.
And then there's that just...
So something we noticed in the Moser R5, the Moser R5, if I remember, doesn't come with grease, and it's definitely... Okay. I wouldn't say sticky, but it's not absolutely silky smooth that when you have it, it's properly greased.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see here.
Okay.
Why don't we start with these? No, people want to see the pedals, don't they? Let's get straight to it. Right, here we go. Should we put that box down maybe at the moment? We put this in here. Okay.
That is a big unit.
It is a big unit. And it feels different to other pedal sets. I mean, it's very stylish. The first thing I'm really interested is like this bay. It's like it's in a bay here. Because normally the back of it's all exposed. Now I wonder why this is enclosed at the back. Don't know if there's some like electronical gubbins there because this is quite a thin plate. Where's the USB port, for example? Should we rotate it?
Looks like there is something.
Okay.
Like there is something accessible under here, but
so the pedals plug in here, and then a USB comes out.
Yes, most
presumably.
likely.
So there's some wiring here. That's interesting. And here, look at this. I've never seen this before.
Oh yeah.
There's an actual ruler, so you can be precise about. This is where you want how close you want your accelerator to your brake pedal and clutch, and vice versa. And they've actually given you a scale, so you know that if you like them, I don't know, 15 centimeters apart, you can do that.
If you have a very severe case of OCD, then it's very manageable with this.
But it's interesting that they've added this bit rather than keep this kind of exposed. It has a rubber strip here, so maybe it's for support. The Fanatec V3 base is quite unusual, right? It's all curved.
It's a very naked design, and it's they've styled it with like curves. Yeah. And exposed part, like the gearbox of a Pagani Huayra, where everything's exposed. Yeah. But you might like that. But with this, everything's very covered, but it looks very neat.
I would say the biggest difference is on the Fanatec V3s, it's like only the corners touch the ground. There's 4 feet actually, aren't there? Yeah. Here, this is a flat design. All of these rubber strips are going to touch the ground. So I think if you're on something like carpet or whatever, this should all be making contact with the ground and sort of sticking. But that's interesting. On a rig, when we put it on, I'm very interested how this attaches to the rig. How is this going to attach to the rig?
Are these holes accessible from the top here?
They are.
Probably just screw through here.
I feel like I might need to refer to our trusty. Well, hang on, that's for the steering wheel. Do we have an equivalent?
Let's see what else it comes with.
Yeah, let's have a look. Something colourful in here. More Logitech G Channel stuff. And this is your reminder that make sure you subscribe, make sure you join our Discord. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on Logitech G Challenge, and you'll have an opportunity to win some of this stuff, which is going to be very exciting. So thank you, Logitech, for supporting our community with that. Now, I think I found the elusive warranty and the sticker, which obviously is like win a prize when you find out a Logitech thing. And I've got the thing here, Nathan. More hieroglyphics. So, Allen key, those to move pedals. Rig here. M6 bolts. Let's turn it upside down. In these rubber feet, 6 M's. Right, so that's very interesting. So 6 M6 places to screw onto your rig, bolt onto your rig, which is obviously 2 more than a Fanatec, or I would say any normal kind of pedal set that has the 4 corners.
I suppose this means you'd have to screw in from underneath. Yeah. Rather than most allow you to screw from on top down. Yeah. You'd have to get underneath your rig.
But also, you don't need a bolt on the other side, do you?
No.
So on every other pedal set that I've used, you screw and you bolt on the other side. This, if you can get underneath, you just screw it in. That's a very interesting design. Like you said earlier, the other ones are more naked. This is more enclosed, and part of that might be that they've housed in the kind of end of the thread there. This is very, very different to, I think, anything else that I've seen. I don't think they've been that influenced by other previous designs.
No, I think they've stuck to what they know, which is very, how can I say, user-friendly designs. Like, that's why everyone had a G29. It's so easy to set up, easy to use, easy to maintain. And just little things like this, different things like that is what I think set them apart back in the days when they were killing it, when everyone had a G29.
Yeah. They're not following...
It's things like that why they were so popular. Yeah. And they're still at it with these simple solutions.
Let's have a close look at these pedals, Nathan. Can I see some grease already applied on that rod?
Yep.
So it's already pre-greased. And I mean...
So is that?
Yeah, you can see the grease coming out. And it's obviously very smooth. I mean, the wheelbase is always nice, right? But you don't actually see the inner parts of it. All you really see is the quick release. I always find with top quality sim racing equipment, it's the pedals, and that is just like so finely engineered, like machine grade, like aircraft grade aluminium, stuff like that. I mean, I'll be quiet. I mean, it's very quiet here, and it says 100 kg load cell, and I wonder if it's adjustable purely through that. We will see. I will consult the hieroglyphics.
Looks like it spins. So I'm just unscrewing this cover here.
Yeah, I think if you want to screw it all the way, you might be able to take the pin out, and that's how you add the elastometers, but...
Possibly. I don't really see...
Oh, no, sorry. The whole assembly comes out from there, actually.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder what that does then.
I strongly suspect that isn't it a preload?
Actually, you spin it this way.
Yeah. Okay, now that's come off the thing. You might want to get over the top so you can see what we're doing. We're going to take this off. Now you can lift it.
Do you have to...
Should I put this up a little bit? Yeah.
Do you have to just pull that?
Can you pull and lift?
What to do with that. Oh, okay.
So there's no locking pin there. So that's what I mean by tool free.
Yeah.
You just do that.
Fanatec, you've got to unscrew a grub screw from underneath, which is already in a difficult position, push a pin through, and then you can access this stuff. But this is a very, very neat way of accessing what you need to access with this pedal.
And we may as well see the elastometers. So I'm presuming that...
Now you can unscrew that, yeah.
Oops. And I presume they just drop into this tube, don't they?
Yeah. See, for me, when I'm unboxing, this is the kind of thing I'm looking at immediately.
Yeah.
How am I going to use it? How am I going to maintain it?
Yeah.
Rather than just taking out a box, bolting it to a rig and saying straight away, this is how it works.
Yeah.
This is the stuff that I would just naturally be doing anyway.
Do we want to see... This is a good time to talk about elastometers, isn't it? So when we say elastometers, this is like proper pro sim racing stuff. So, or sim racing basics. See in there the red thing? That is a squeezy piece of whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. And we can see we've got some in here. Is that a foam one at the end?
So this is the foam one.
Yeah.
That typically goes in first.
Yep.
It's always the softest out of anything in this kit.
Although some people actually... You're always meant to have one at the beginning, but some people even just ignore that and they'll cut up an elastometer.
So even that, you can barely squeeze it.
Yeah, but when you're applying 100 kilograms of force, that's when these things deform.
That goes down to nothing.
Yeah.
That is... what did the chart say about...
They've got a chart here of colours, brown. The brown 18 millimeters. I don't know where the softness is though.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be in here, I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Something to do with this one, I guess.
Yeah, brown looks like it's got the strongest.
I wonder what they've left. What's in here already?
Red, which would make sense. Well, actually, they've left then quite a strong one.
Okay.
Which is interesting. So you compare it to pedal sets that don't have elastometers. Logitech have just said, no, screw it, we're going to put like a really solid one in from the beginning, which I instinctively think should be right. And if it's too strong for you, you can actually go backwards. But I think what a lot of people do is they as Nathan was saying, you get your kit, you bolt it onto your rig as soon as possible, you get used to it, and then it's bolted on, you don't want to change it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it does take a bit of thought to see what you want at first. You might know what you want, but what they might have installed is not what you want, so it's something you could change before you even get it onto your rig. So these two springs, it looks like they're already on there. And they're colour-coded as well.
They might be different strength, right?
Very easy to manage colour-coded springs, so you know what you've got. Just refer back to that chart.
Yep.
And you know what you're getting, basically.
Wow, that is so unbelievably easy to change. That is crazy. We've all been there with Fanatec with the grub screw, that locking pin. But that is absolutely crazy. That gives me a lot more confidence actually to mix and match.
I wonder how easy this one is as well.
I presume it's a similar concept.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so if you want to change your spring, that's how easy it is to dismantle it. Almost did it by accident.
And also, I would say re-grease, right?
Of course, yeah.
So you can just you're a very fast sim racer and you take care of your equipment. How often would you say you should really re-grease your pedals?
I don't know if there's a set time that I've got.
Yeah.
But when I notice it getting stiff, then I'm like, oh, I have to re-grease it now.
Or you get that squeak.
It's there is a bit of a squeak on the brake pedal though. I get that stickiness when it's not greased.
Yeah.
But I have to take it apart. I have to clean the foam, wipe down all the elastomers, and put some new fresh grease on there.
Yeah.
But this, if I knew that the Fanatec was as easy to do as this, I'd do it. I'd get a routine program to do it because it's literally.
Yeah. It's crazy how they've reinvented that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is quite a nerdy thing, but it's pretty astonishing.
And you know, if you find yourself one day not happy with the spring, that's dismantled, the kit's there.
Yeah.
Check on the chart.
Yeah.
How, you know, you might want something lighter or something heavier.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to see on that chart there.
Yeah.
What is it? Kilogram force.
Yeah, kilogram force, brown, red, yellow, and then white.
So
that's white. That's the
let's
lightest
say the
one.
white one is the light. Oh, goodness.
Springs are going to do what springs are going to do.
So you might want the lightest accelerator pedal.
Yeah.
And it's color-coded white, as it is on the chart.
And this can be down to personal preference, but also I'm thinking if you're giving this as a present to someone who's maybe a bit younger, as they grow and get stronger, you might want to help them up the resistance, right?
And that is how easy it is.
Oh, wow. And you can tell that is a much lighter. What do you prefer, by the way? Do you prefer light on the throttle?
I
think sim racing is generally light. Yeah.
have been thinking about getting the damper kit for the pedal. Rather than a heavier spring.
Yeah.
I can't exactly, I don't really know why. I think a light spring is nice, but when you want a bit of feedback, just because, you know, when I'm driving on ACC, these GT3 cars, they have about 600 horsepower. I don't really like having a lot of traction control.
Yeah.
But with the damper kit, I'd rather have a bit more of a force to push the pedal down onto, but it's something that I don't think a spring can provide.
Yeah.
So whereas some would say, you know, possibly get a heavier spring, I don't think it really works that way for me.
There's no way to put a elastomer into there, is there? Surely not. Does this just unscrew this? Or this one just comes out, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It is a bit harder to do that on the brake pedal because obviously you're pushing against the elastometer, you're pushing against all of that.
100%. Why don't we put? Let's put a. Why don't we go with the brown one here? Do we have the brown one?
Yeah, we'll try the heavy one as well. So yeah, it's just that easy. Pick out the brown one.
And I think I'm definitely going to have this by my rig because it's all. This is the benefit of having it. So you just nail it from the bottom, and then the top is accessible.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So that is the brown one.
And then I'm just gonna. It's got the arrow as well on the top. Oh my word! Yeah, that's difficult to put in. But that's. I'm not being funny. That's harder than some brakes.
That is probably as hard as
the Moser brake.
Kit on the Moser brake.
Yeah, that is a proper spring.
But again, it's a really good design because, as we said before, you screw it in from underneath to your base. You pretty much never have to touch that again.
That's the thing, and you can mess around on the top.
As long as you get it plugged in first with the USB.
Yeah.
You know, these are they hardwired in?
Looks like. I don't think you'd have reason to change them. You can come out like Ethernet tops.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you'd never really have a reason to take them out unless you wanted to take the pedal out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But I don't see why.
Or replace them, I guess.
Yeah. So, you know, screw it to your rig from underneath. You can do all the work from on top.
Yeah. I think we should keep that on because I'm actually interested to see what it feels like driving with that a pedal like that. But that's a bit silly, isn't it?
No. You should try it. Wait. You should. Yeah, you should give that a go.
Maybe with my foot it'll be
Give
okay.
it a go. Yeah.
All right, let's try that. Okay, we'll do that then. Anything else to talk about with these are very surprising. I mean, obviously the wheelbase, we can't really get inside it, but here, clutch.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
You only have one kit of springs to
Between
adjust
clutch and
the pedal and the clutch.
Yeah.
So you might find yourself wanting a heavier clutch, but you might have got the heaviest one.
That's
on the
true.
accelerator.
Yeah, so same springs, you've got to cover you between clutch and accelerator. I would say normally you want a bit heavier on the clutch and the throttle, but
Yeah.
this has got a red one, and at the moment we've got heaviest brown. Interesting why they chose these colours. Brown's quite a weird, doesn't really stand out that much.
No.
And they haven't gone for they've obviously, this blue, it's quite a nice blue they've put on the marketing, but interesting.
All of their accessories, like I think the blue on the wheel is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
There's a tiny bit of it, but it's a nice touch, and I think it's the same here. Just a little bit. It makes for a nice touch.
Right, that is unboxing. This might be a long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's only thanks to your support we can actually do stuff like this. So please, if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button, let me know in the comments. I'm going to put Nathan's channel in the description as well. Go check Nathan's channel out for lots of karting at the moment, but also really fast in ACC. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with Logitech coming up in the very near future on the Logitech G Challenge with McLaren. And that's going to allow you to win one of these things, an amazing setup. So make sure you're part of the community for that. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.